You must renew your status as an enrolled agent every 3 years to stay eligible to practice before the IRS. If you are an enrolled agent, you may get an email from the IRS when your renewal is due. People with Social Security numbers ending in 4, 5, or 6 must renew by January 31st, 2026. The enrollment window runs from October 1st, 2025 through January 31st, 2026. The renewal fee is $140 and requires completing Tax Form 8554. The process can take up to 90 days. Each year, your IRS PTIN, which is Prepared Taxpayer Identification Number, must also be renewed, no matter when your enrolled agent renewal is due. See my video on PTIN renewal. For those of you who don't know what is an enrolled agent is a tax professional licensed by the IRS. They must pass 3 rigorous IRS exams covering individual and business tax or have previous IRS experience. And they can represent taxpayers in front of the IRS for audits, collections, and appeals. To renew your EA status, you must obtain 72 hours of continuing education every 3 years through an IRS-approved education provider. These 72 hours must include 66 hours of tax-related topics and 6 hours of ethics. You must earn at least 16 hours per year, including 2 hours of ethics. All CE hours must be completed by December 31st each year. So let's go through how to know which year you have to renew your enrolled agent status if you didn't receive an email from the IRS as a reminder. Per Treasury Department Circular 230, modern renewal cycles for enrolled agents started in 2003. Agents with Social Security numbers ending in 0, 1, 2, and 3 renewed between November 2003 and January 2004. The following year, agents with Social Security numbers ending in 4, 5, 6 renewed their enrollment agent status. And the next year, agents with Social Security numbers ending in 7, 8, 9 were able to renew theirs. That rotation continued through today, as shown in this updated table for this cycle. Per this current table, between November 2025 and January 2026, agents with Social Security numbers ending in 4, 5, 6 must renew their EA status. For the next year, the pattern continues. So agents with Social Security numbers ending 7, 8, 9 and those without Social Security numbers will renew between November 2026 and January 2027. After that, agents with Social Security numbers ending 0, 1, 2, 3 will be able to renew their certifications between November 2027 and January 2028. Note that agents without Social Security numbers follow the same renewal cycle as agents with Social Security numbers ending 7, 8, and 9. Now, what about enrollment agents who received their initial enrollment during the current cycle? They fall under the exception to these rules. An individual who received initial enrollment during renewal cycle must complete 2 hours of qualifying CE for each month enrolled in that cycle. Enrollment for any part of a month counts as an enrollment for the entire month. For example, if your first year of enrollment is August 2025, you must have 10 hours of CE of which 2 must be ethics. If you received your EA in August of 2024, then you must have 34 hours of CE, including 4 hours for ethics, for that 2-year period. Since we now understand the renewal cycle, let's start the renewal process. As stated in the IRS EA letter, renewal is done through the Pay.gov website and requires completing Tax Form 8554 digitally. Download and review the information required so you will know what will be asked of you in the process. Before you start, make sure your PTIN is active. If it isn't, renew your PTIN first before you continue your EA renewal. I will log in into my IRS Tax Pro account where I have my renewed PTIN information and a summary of all CE hours taken each year. It's helpful to have the CE hours information open because I will need that information to complete Form 8554. On Pay.gov, search for Form 8554. At the top, it will say it is an enrolled agent renewal form. You can preview the form if you want. When you are ready, click Continue. At the very top, you will see a list of enrolled agent renewal requirements, including an active PTIN, 72 hours of CE every 3 years with 2 ethics hours each year, and a non-refundable $140 fee. Under Enrollment Status, select whether you want approval for an active EA status or if you want to be placed in an inactive retirement status. Answer the question about suspension or disbarment. Note the question about the recent Special Enrollment Examination, SEE, since your last renewal. That is the exam people take to become an enrolled agent. If you took the EA exam recently, you only need 16 hours of CE, including 2 ethics hours, during the last year of your current cycle. When I select Approval for active EA status, a Continuing Education Hours table appears. This is why I wanted my IRS Tax Pro account open so I can quickly reference my CE hours. You can use the year filter to view your CE hours by year. Check if you are missing any CE hours. Hours are listed under Federal Tax Law, Federal Tax Law Update, Ethics, and Qualified Retirement Plan Matters, with a total hours at the bottom. I'm going to start with year 2023, which is the first year of my renewal cycle. I will add my 14 hours of Federal Tax Law to my 7 hours of Federal Tax Law Update for a total of 21 hours. Then I will add 3 hours of ethics for the year. I will do the same for 2024, which is year 2. Then I will add my hours from 2025 under year 3. My 3-year total is 68 hours of Federal Tax Law and Update, plus 9 hours of ethics for a total of 77 hours, which meets the requirement of 66 tax hours and 6 ethics hours. That was the hard part of the renewal application. Under Part 2, enter your personal information, such as the last 4 digits of your Social Security, your name, and your address. One super important box is the EA number. This is not your PTIN. Your enrolled agent number is 8 digits and ends with EA. Your PTIN starts with a P and is also 8 digits long. These 2 numbers are not the same. Make sure you enter the correct EA number so your renewal will apply to your certification. When all fields are entered correctly, the boxes turn green as a confirmation. The next page asks more questions. First, whether you have a centralized authorization file number. This is the number the IRS uses to track authorizations to represent clients. Then, whether you have an employer identification number, which is a business tax ID assigned by the IRS. Since your last renewal or enrollment, have you been current with all individual and business taxes? If you answer yes or no to some of these questions, you may get space to explain. Have you been sanctioned? Have you had any applications denied by a court or government agency? Have you been convicted of a tax crime or felony? Have you been permanently stopped from preparing returns or representing others before the IRS? And finally, are you a CPA or an attorney? Now we are at the last part, part 3, where you sign the application digitally. This is where you enter your PTIN number, which must be active and starts with the letter P. Before I continue, I can view the PDF version of Form 8554 to double-check everything and download a copy for my records. Once you select Continue, Pay.gov will ask you to confirm your EA number one more time to make sure it is correct. Now you can submit the $140 non-refundable fee by a bank account or credit card. Enter the email where you want the payment confirmation sent. Then submit the form and payment. You can also create a Pay.gov account so you can track your application status, which for me is pending right now, and to download a copy of the form. I like to save a copy of my application for my records. Thanks so much for watching and good luck!